once again, it's Stephane and Mustefa with the Banter. If you paid attention to last time, well, Anton's out of town for a while, so unfortunately you're stuck with me as a host, and
you're stuck with me for tonight as well.
Well, let's face it, Mustefa comes here more prepared than I do, and I am the host, so yeah, we got a bunch of things to talk about. A lot of things been happening. We got transfers for Canadian players, the upcoming Gold Cup tournament, things going on in the MLS, Montreal's new coach, Toronto's new coach, and of course the MLS dropping the ball.
Again.
Yeah, well, what else is new? And also Virginia's shown how unintelligent their fans are.
Well, I'm not sure if we'll get into that.
Yeah. Alrighty, so first on the docket, we're going to start talking about Canada's men's teams and their contracts coming up, like transfers. So
yeah, well, it's January, right? Transfer season, and you have a show with me co-hosting. Guess what? You get an hour of Canada talk. So here it is.
We haven't hit Canada really in a while, so we need to.
So actually, we have a lot of. It's been a busy transfer season for us, and I came in with my usual over-prepared list here. I'm gonna go from obscure to most interesting. So at first, I'll say a bunch of names and words that no one has heard of, and then I'll work up. So if anyone's been following Canada last year, it was a very bipolar year. Obviously, we there was the event that shall not be named.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Before it, we had our U23 squad had an amazing Olympic qualifying tournament. We reached the semi-final, losing to Mexico.
What was the final score again? 2-1?
2-0, 2-1.
Yeah,
we played great against them.
Yeah, you're playing Mexico. You're not playing a team that you should be beating. It's
exactly.
A team
and that's where we screwed up. We had a game against Cuba beforehand, I believe it was. If we beat them, we would have avoided Mexico, but in typical Canada fashion.
No, we want to play Mexico, of course.
Yeah. So, but one great thing about that tournament that I noticed was we have a lot of good youth players, and they were really exposed in that. I got to know a bunch of them. I could bring a list off, but I have a couple here right now. So starting our goalkeeper, Michal Mizovic at the time, he literally saved our asses on so many occasions. Our first game, I forget against who, was a draw thanks to this dude. So this guy played for FC Edmonton at the time. I'm not sure what happened. Apparently he's not good enough with Edmonton anymore, so he's out of a contract right now. And I bring him up because this is exactly why we need more NASL clubs in Canada. So,
well, hopefully Hamilton will finally figure out what they're doing and get to work on it.
Yeah. So this guy's, I guess he got depth out. Edmonton has a bunch of goalies now. He has no job.
Salva, I think he's still playing with them, or
is he? Maybe. Yeah, he is. So in any case, this guy's looking for a club right now, and there's none to join. And this guy has so much promise, but nowhere to play right now. And it's because we have no clubs for him here in Canada. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So moving on, similar situation. Well, I'll stick with the U23 side. We had a player named Andres Frisenga there.
I feel bad for him growing up in school.
Yeah. Well, he plays in Uruguay, actually. He's an awesome player.
Wow.
But
Tough league.
Uruguay, the Uruguay league has been good for Canadians. We have another player there, Luka Cavallini. He's 18 years old. Played on that U23 side. He actually got his first cap with the national team as well, with our friendly against Trinidad and Tobago.
I really got to ask this one, though. I hate interrupting, but this one. What age are you capped at?
I think you can be capped at any age, I'm pretty sure. Is it 18 or is it any age?
I wasn't too sure. I was just wondering, is there a system in place for the capping? Can you play till your X age?
I think if you play a game with the national side, you're capped.
The full national side?
I think so. And the way it works, actually, he's not cap-tied, but he's capped, I'm pretty sure, because he played a friendly. Okay. So he can still switch if he wanted. But anyway, this is Luka Cavallini, another awesome player that we have. I found him in that U23 tournament. And again, he actually played for us against Honduras as well. So he should be. So he is cap-tied. He played that game against Honduras, the game that shall not be named. So anyway, this other guy that I brought up, Frisenga, I think he's young, about 20 years old or so. Rumors of him going to the Vancouver Whitecaps on a loan, which would be amazing. They need more Canadian players, actually.
All the squads need more. Toronto's starting to, because they're constantly advertising tryouts.
Exactly. Toronto's been good, actually, on that, but the Whitecaps have been horrible. They just have T-Bert.
Yeah.
So, and this guy's a right back, so he'd be playing with Lee Pyong-yo. the right back, the Korean right back with Vancouver.
Okay.
So that's a great mentor for a young Canadian player. So if that loan works out, it's great. If it doesn't, he's still in the Uruguay League, which is actually about as good as MLS. So that's great. So moving on, next up I got Nana Adekora here, and Nana Adekora got MLS'd. So you know him, eh, from TFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great with TFC. Then something happened with TFC. He got traded to San Jose Earthquakes, where they didn't like him for some reason. Basically rode the bench for the rest of the year. He couldn't get traded because of MLS's crazy rules.
Yeah, I know.
So he was sitting on the bench with San Jose for a good year or so. His value just plummeted.
Yeah.
Long story short, he's in Finland now.
He's got to restock his value.
He has to, yeah.
Yeah. The good thing about Finland is there's other countries close by.
That's the great thing about Finland, but that's about the only great thing about Finland.
Yeah, but it's still a lot better than if you're playing in the States.
It is.
Where are you going to go?
Nowhere, exactly.
Yeah, you're not going to be looked at. There's not enough international club competition.
Yeah. It was just shocking when he went to Finland, because Finland's league is lower quality than NASL. And he's better than that. I know.
Yeah, someone's gonna spot him.
Hopefully, someone's there looking to spot him.
Yeah, maybe someone from Norway will spot him.
Yeah, just moving up then. Yeah. So yeah, that's Nana Adekora getting MLS for you. And while I'm on the subject of MLS, I'll go up to Andre Heino. He got basically the exact same thing as Nana Adekora. He got screwed by MLS's rules. So Heino's contract expired with Houston this year. And he went through the re-entry draft, I guess. No one took him. So now Houston owns his rights, but they don't want to trade him for some reason. I'm not sure exactly what's up. It's MLS, right?
Yeah.
So he's with Houston, who don't want him. He can't get traded to another MLS side, so he goes and tries Europe. In Europe, actually, and Heino's pretty good. He's a regular with our national team, and he was a regular with Houston as well. But this is disappointing. He ends up with Ross County in the Scottish Premier League.
Oh.
It's horrible move.
Didn't they just get promoted because of Rangers screwing up?
They may have. Did they?
Yeah, I think so, because I remember flipping through FIFA and I saw Ross County. I'm like, okay, they either just got promoted, but I think there's another team that got promoted as well.
Okay.
Due to the Rangers getting relegated two divisions.
So in any case, Ross County is actually facing relegation this year. And they got Heino. Their fans love him. I was reading the supporters forum for Ross County, and they love having this Heino. They love the fact that he actually plays for a country.
Oh, it may be Canada, but it's a country.
Yeah. So, and what he's doing actually is his dad actually meant is, with soccer players, you don't just go with your boots over your shoulders and look for contracts, right? So he wanted Europe. You have to start somewhere, and what this hopefully ends up happening is he gets transferred to a higher Scottish Premier League team, where he goes to the League One in England, and he can work his way up from there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know Marcus Haber did that with Canada. He was with St Johnstone in Scottish Premier League, and he got transferred to a League One team. Now hopefully he keeps going up the English system. So hopefully that's what Heino is doing, because Ross County is pretty low for him. Yeah, so that was disappointing to see. So more Canada transfers. I had Will Johnson as well. Just a lateral MLS transfer from Real Salt Lake to Portland. But this is cool, because I like Portland a lot more than Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, everyone likes Portland's a team you can't hate.
Yeah.
Them and Philly, for some odd reason, the teams that joined the MLS after Toronto are teams you can't hate.
No, because they got their support.
It's the support. Let's face it. For me personally, I just see the supporters. And I'm like, wow. My dad claims, they saw what TFC did, and they're trying to redo that.
Yes.
I know, they do, but it's more or less TFC didn't really expect supporters, and supporters showed up.
Yeah. So Will Johnson should love Portland, and no, I mean, they're much better.
So have fun out there.
Yep, yeah, great move for him. He got dumped because Real Salt Lake are going through something weird right now, just dumping all their players. So next up, Julian De Guzman.
Oh, God.
What did this guy do in MLS? Well, he was with TFC, right, making the $2 million a year. Got transferred to FC Dallas, where they liked him, but they just don't want him anymore.
Yeah.
So his choice was, I think he could have stayed in MLS, but let's face it, why bother, right? It's not the way he plays. Fans were suggesting he go to Mexico. He would have been great there, because the Champions League games for TFC, he played awesome against the Mexican sides.
Exactly, he knew how to play against them.
But in Europe, everyone's speculating that he was in La Liga at one point in Spain. If he goes back to try Europe, no one was sure whether he'd end up in La Liga again or whether he
might as well go to the French league.
Exactly. But rumors right now are coming out that he's joined, or at least he's on trial with Mallorca, who are in Spain in La Liga. And I'm not sure how it happened, but he found them. He's on trial with them. Yeah. Now they're facing relegation apparently, so what they may be looking for is someone with a bit of experience.
Just to help them stave it off.
Exactly, and that's how I guess you can build up.
De Guzman, you can always go to Villa. we need some midfielder, please.
Yeah, I think that would be MLS all over again for him, though. The English league. So there you go. Another guy I had was, and I was working up the ranks from obscure to known, right? Well, I'm going to go back to obscure here, and one Kyle Bekker. Okay. He's 18 or 22 years old, but he has quite a history behind him. So he started out in North America, obviously, trials with Toronto FC Academy, Colorado Rapids. What's interesting about this guy, he got offered a contract by Toronto FC, turned it down when he was about 18.
Wow.
He went to Europe, tried Europe. He ended up getting an offer from Crystal Palace.
Nice.
Yeah, in the championship. And it was all set. He wasn't just going to be a reserve player. He was going to be with the team. So all set. He was going to go, and then work permit came up. Couldn't go because he didn't have a work permit in England.
There's something came up like that again in. It was for Villa. It was a Jamaican who played for Colorado at the time.
Yes.
And Villa wanted to take him.
Okay.
But there was it's not really work. It's the work permit, but it's a nationality issue. You can only have X.
Yeah,
amount.
It was that. It's something with Euro.
Yeah, the Euros.
Yeah.
But it does make. I do understand that you.
From their perspective.
Yeah, they want to have. They have their leagues to grow their players. They don't have their leagues to have a business.
Exactly.
These leagues were started to grow. That's what the MLS was, but now it turned too quickly into a business. Again, we'll go hit that one later.
And MLS, that is a huge discussion. So anyway, this Kyle Bekker comes back, plays. He's going through the NCAA college system now. He's in the MLS draft where he's projected to go first round. And he has an MLS contract, so someone out there is interested in him. He's going to find out who during the MLS draft.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's an MLS player now. Until he goes off to Europe again.
Hopefully.
Oh, he will be. He's projected to go in the first round.
Good.
A Canadian club apparently is looking for him because of MLS rules. He's a higher stock to Canadian teams. So we'll see. We'll see if TFC or Vancouver.
Go to Vancouver. You know what? Let's just stack at least one of these teams with Canadian players.
Yeah. And the big one with Canada, the big transfer talk is Atiba Hutchinson.
Now, where they're lining him up.
Atiba Hutchinson is probably our most technical player right now.
Yeah.
One of our better midfielders. Just watching a Canada game, this guy is a class above the rest of...
He's what a midfielder is supposed to do. He would go attack, but he would go defend. He was...
Exactly. And De Guzman was like this until 2007, and something happened to him.
Yeah.
De Guzman was actually one of... At one time, he was called one of the best midfielders in CONCACAF, and then
I blame it on him getting rid of his fro.
Yeah, there you go. Or he came. Yeah, well, Hutchinson, in any case, my opinion, is one of the best midfielders in CONCACAF. His club side is PSV in the Dutch league. He's been with them for a long time, years. Now his contract's expiring with PSV, and PSV want him back, but he's saying no. He wants to try England.
Someone's been whispering to him then.
Yeah, pretty much. So early suitors are Everton or Stoke in England.
Both good sides to go with. Like Stoke it's one of the most harshest grounds to play at.
Yeah.
And Everton, well, they're shocking them and West Brom are shocking everybody this season.
Yeah, so great things for this. Yeah, he's always said he wants to play in EPL.
Yeah, everyone wants to play in EPL.
Yeah. And he's 29 years old now, so now is his chance.
Yeah, he's got to take it before he just...
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for me. Are we gonna talk MLS Combine soon? Because I have more names.
Oh yeah, I know you do. But right now, next up, we're just gonna touch on what's going on with the Gold Cup, since that's coming up in the new year. Well, not the new year, but this summer, isn't it?
This summer, yeah. I'm doing that too still.
So unfortunately, we got Canada, US, and Mexico get in automatically. And the funny thing is how they picked the Caribbean teams. The Caribbeans had their own little competition, the Caribbean Cup, and the top 4 from that tournament go in.
Yep.
I understand it, but why? It's just one of those things.
Top 4 out of how many? 6?
I think 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still one of those of why bother? We're just such small regions. And then the last 5 spaces are from the Central American Copa.
Yeah. Well, from Jamaica, because I wanted to touch on that. We had from that group, we had Cuba, Trinidad, Tobago, Martinique, Haiti.
Yeah, Jamaica didn't make it. And I'm surprised Martinique made it. They have an active volcano. What, the volcano didn't hit any of the pitches the past couple years?
Yeah, so what did you watch any Jamaica?
No, I watched I watched a few replays against the States game where they drew in Kingston.
Okay, cool. Because Jamaica, the big story is, did they just not care about the Gold Cup this year because they have World Cup qualifying, or did they send the full squad and not make it?
I think they just didn't. They probably did what you're suggesting. They didn't send their senior squad.
Yeah.
Because Jamaica, when I lived in Jamaica, no one knew about Gold Cup. No one really cared. But World Cup, that's the big tournament. No one knew. Europe, you win. Well, let's face it. Europe, everyone wants. There's 2 tournaments to win. Africa, 2 tournaments to win. South America, 2 tournaments to win.
Yeah.
The rest of the world, we only look at one tournament, World Cup. Australia must play in the Asia Cup.
Yeah, and the Asia Cup is actually big in Asia, but nowhere else.
Yeah, it's slowly growing.
Yeah.
But again, there's so many competitions on. You're going to watch it?
Yeah.
Not really.
Not in North America, no.
Not unless Asian players start.
Yeah.
Influx into the European League, like the African players. So that's the best joke I've heard. Is more or less all the low-level teams and championship teams and League One teams shut down during Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
Like Villa's probably going to lose Al Hamid.
Well, yeah, but even EPL teams are starting to gather up.
It's still a great competition to watch. So, but with Gold Cup, I think you're right. It's just some of them just are not caring anymore because, well, it's starting to be a joke tournament.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Well, this one for this year is the off year for the Gold Cup. We have the on year and the off year.
Yeah.
2013, no, the winner doesn't go to the Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
So it's just the kickabout.
Yeah, maybe that's why Jamaica didn't really care.
Maybe.
It's just, if we're not going Confederations Cup, why are we entering this tournament? So, all right, League Cup results. Unfortunately, I was ready to slip my wrist.
Yeah.
But watching the game, you understand why Bradford got there. Their back line was amazing. Their defensive aspects are just insane. You're just watching like, that's why they survived. But again, Villa has a bit of advantage with the 1 goal. All we have to do is beat them 2-0, and we win.
Yep, at Villa Park.
Yeah, that's all we need to do is win 2-0.
Yep.
And we win on away goals.
Now, can you do that?
Not likely. Hey, I'm thinking like a video gamer here. They can do it. They can do it. They can do it. But again, of course, seeing the Chelsea game, Swansea beating them away 2-0.
Oh, away? Okay.
Yeah, they were at Stamford Bridge.
That's serious.
So, yeah, Swansea just has to go park the bus now.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so... But this is what the Cup tournament is all about.
Yeah.
Like, upsets galore. Like, I will not cry if Villa don't make it, because as long as Swansea make it, I am happy. Just to see Swansea and a League One team make it to the final, beating out big clubs on the way there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's what the Cup is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for FA Cup was happening, but we still have a crap load of teams.
There's so many games, so many. Like if we went through it, we're going to waste another half hour, folks. So, but yeah, we're going to hit the MLS now. So let's just say what we're all thinking.
Hey, if any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look them straight in the eye, and I want to tell them what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
So, if no one's been paying attention to what's going on in the MLS and FIFA, they've been dropping the ball left, right, and center this year. Apparently, someone was talking about the MLS to Blatter, and Blatter, in his normal stupidity, says, well, it'd be better if they go on the European schedule. Yeah, that would be great. Now, how about you go stand in the middle of Saputo Stadium in January and tell me how it feels. Just wear your suit.
Yep.
Just wear your suit.
And you can pay the bills for clearing off that snow, too.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. The East Coast cannot do it.
No.
You just can't. The West Coast is fine.
And the South.
Yeah, but the East Coast, forget it. Of course, this goes into the MLS's early start. Toronto's first game is March 2nd. What are you trying to do? I know you're trying to get in bed with FIFA to slowly get them to give the States another World Cup. This everyone sees.
Yeah.
But you're ending in December. What if, for some odd reason, that you're playing, I don't know, Montreal has home field for the MLS Cup Final, December 1st. I don't know about you, but I've been to Montreal near the Big O.
Yeah.
In January. It is cold. It is windy. Do you really want to go?
That's true, and it's not it's the casuals, right?
Yeah,
it's the casual fans that you have to worry about here, because the supporters will show up.
Yeah,
it's horrible conditions for us, but
we still show up.
We want this to be a cup, though, right?
Yeah, you
want more than just the hardcores there.
Yeah, you want free ticket giveaways on the radio competition. You want these little stupid fun games.
Yeah.
But no one's going to show that early in the year. But again, we see why it happens. Did you hear why? Pardon me. Did you hear why the TV times aren't up yet for the Canadian MLS games?
Why is it?
We're waiting on the schedule from TSN and RDS.
It's happened. It's not the first time it happened with the Canadian MLS. It's a joke.
Yeah.
And actually, MLS 4 or 5 years ago, MLS wouldn't release the schedule for the entire year until about 3 weeks before the season.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're waiting for the schedule from the TV's.
Yeah, but the States ones are fine. The States games.
Because MLS is big enough there now. They have their. I'm pretty sure they have their national TV deal. Whereas for us,
yeah. See, with us, they shouldn't have let TSN take it. They should have just kept it with CBC.
Yeah, that would have been the smart thing.
CBC would have. They nailed it when they had it, and they would nail it again.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't be able to watch Montreal games in Ottawa. Well, Montreal has their own CBC location. So does Vancouver. And guess what? CBC can throw it on their Bold. Like what they did during the World Cup, they made CBC Bold free.
Pretty much, yeah. And CBC Sports.ca. CBC, because...
They just knew how to do it.
Yeah.
I loved it during the World Cup. I could come home from work, and I could stream the 2 games I missed in the morning, plus the 3 games I was watching. The 3rd game I was watching that afternoon.
Yep.
So it was great. I loved it. But
and their coverage itself was amazing for that World Cup.
They did it amazing. And you had only one good ad stood out. That was the Rogers ad.
Okay.
The guys are at work in their cubicle and they're complaining how they can't watch the game.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I got Rogers on demand. See, we can watch the game and no one will know.
Yeah.
There's a goal. They go, yes. Yeah. Everyone stands up, goal! And the fat guy's running through the office with his shirt over his head. But CIBC had an ad as well.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It was just showing the district managers, but showed which team they cheered for. And they just say, come to CBC. We're people, blah, blah, blah. And underneath is just, I cheer for Holland, or I cheer for England, or this and that.
I have an interesting story with CIBC. They're my bank. And I was watching the England-USA game, and in the middle of it, I get a call from CIBC. And they're like, no, not right now. So anyway, she's talking with me for an hour, and I agreed to a bunch of things that I had no idea what they were. So I go to the bank the next day and just cancel all this crap.
I don't know what I said yes to, but I just want her off the phone. I was watching the game.
Yeah.
No, I was at the bar watching. That was a fun day. I bought my Nigeria jersey that day.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually entertaining.
Yeah. So how far off topic have we flown?
Oh, extremely far off topic. We're good at that. Of course, the next drop of the ball by the MLS, Cascada Cup. Now, if no one knows what this is, you need to be hit upside the head with a frying pan. I have a good selection here. You can come over and we'll choose one. Because this is the best derby they have in the MLS.
It is, no doubt.
You have Vancouver, Portland, Seattle. It's train rides. That's all it is.
Yep, yeah.
Vancouver has such a good immigration system with the trains. They have the customs on the platform.
Okay.
Before you get on the train, you clear U.S. customs, and you're on the train. So once you get into Seattle, you've already dealt with customs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But the MLS now wants to trademark the Cascada Cup name.
Why did it's pretty dumb. It's a dumb move on their part. Why would they?
Sponsorship deals. We all know this one. They all want to sell it. They want to hype it up their own way. They just want to say that no one else can say it's their competition. No, the fans came up with it.
It should stay with the fans because that's how it's so. That's how it's the best cup in MLS. If MLS buys it, it's just another trillion.
Yeah, you got the Rocky Mountain Cup between.
Rail Salt Lake in Colorado.
And then the fans came up with that.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the MLS.
Because I know
Trillium is the
when
MLS.
TFC came in, they needed a rival, right?
Yeah.
So we got the Trillion Cup with Columbus.
Which is just stupid.
Yeah. I think it technically exists, although we care about Montreal more now.
Yeah, it does exist because the fans made it exist.
Yeah.
Going down to Columbus and just owning the stadium.
Yeah. Well, at least one set of fans made it exist. I don't know. Does Columbus even have fans?
Actually, they're starting to, but
okay.
Not as good. If you watched, I don't know if you watched the Vancouver Meet the Supporters.
Yes, I have.
The Columbus ones aren't that big compared to TFC, and they showed TFC during the bad time, during the summer.
Yeah.
And the fans are still out there, so you're just going, you know what, we know what's going on here.
Yeah.
No, but they want.
Well, I guess comparable to the Cascadia Cup, we have the Voyageurs Cup in Canada.
Yeah, and CSA is smart. They are not touching that name. They've left the trophy with the fans.
So it's still the Voyageurs trophy, right? Yeah. I'm sure the Voyageurs still own it because they still engrave it every year.
Yeah, they just said to CSA, we're going to give a trophy.
Yeah, so the CSA still comes up with a competition for it.
Yeah.
And CSA, domestic league right here, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they come up with a competition, but it's still the Voyageurs Cup.
Yeah, and I think I'm not going to say it's most prestigious cup tournament in North America.
But it's growing. It's only 10 years old, right?
Yeah, it's growing, but also it's kind of like the small Derby Cups. It's just the fans came up with it. It's something done by the fans.
Yeah.
I was talking to my uncle about it. I said, well, Ottawa, when we get a team, are we going to have a rivalry with somebody? And I said, until Hamilton comes in, I think our closest one will be New York.
Yeah. And we're going to have Edmonton, Montreal, too.
Yeah.
Edmonton as the other Canadian team in NASL.
Yeah, but let's face it.
Yeah.
The fans traveling make it a rivalry. It's not.
True.
So, yeah. And, of course, the Mls Re-Entry Draft. How does that work, honestly?
The Re-Entry Draft, I don't know. Well, they came up with it. The MLS Players Union came up with the Re-Entry Draft. Apparently, the players weren't getting treated right with free agency. I don't know. You can explain that to me.
Yeah, no. Like I read a bit on it. Like some players that you want to keep for your team, instead of just releasing players to free agency, this is the equivalent of releasing players to free agency.
Yeah.
That they're not protected.
They're not protected.
If you want this player, sign him. Make it
pretty much. There was a reason a couple years ago when the re-entry draft came, because before it was just straight up free agency.
Yeah.
But it had to do with salaries and union stuff. So apparently, That's why we have the re-entry.
North American sports market where it's all the business, not the sport first.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's not confuse ourselves with that one. So
did we have the MLS, the other draft, the combine? Or whatever?
I don't. So let's hit the combine then.
Yeah, the combine is huge, at least for MLS, and this year with. People are starting to follow it, and they're having the combine right now. So
isn't Drew Becky in it?
Drew Becky's in it from the Ottawa Fury, and we have actually quite a few Canadians in there as well, impressing. So we have Kyle Bekker, who I talked about, and he's going to go first round. Apparently, we have two more here. I'll just shout out to Emery Walshman and Kofi Opar as well, Canadian players, very young. Apparently the Montreal Impact are interested in at least one of those two, so we'll see. Good. We'll see if they get them. Hopefully they do end up on MLS teams. They are supposed to go. And we have Drew Becky as well. He's on that the fence. Will he get drafted or not? Hopefully he does, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. Hey, Drew Becky, you're more than welcome on our NASL team if you don't.
But what I don't understand is how come the NASL Combine's having it at the same time?
I have no idea. The NASL Combine, I think you just... because MLS Combine is the best college players. They all get invites. NASL Combine is the tier below.
Oh, okay.
So it's more open. It's basically...
An open trial.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alrighty, so we all heard some news about coaching hiring.
Lots of news about coaching hiring in the last week.
Well, let's hit the most odd one is Montreal.
You thought Montreal was the most odd? Not TFC?
No, Montreal was the most odd.
TFC's coach had a game against Tottenham last night.
Which they drew. Montreal's coach, Marco Chablon. I don't know. It's Swiss.
Yep.
But he doesn't have that good of a record for coaching-wise.
And this is on Saputo. This was a huge mistake by the Impact, and it's on Saputo.
Yeah, so let's see. So... since 95 to 11, he's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different clubs.
9 different Swiss clubs.
Yeah, Swiss clubs.
Mediocre records with all.
Yeah.
So he has experience, but I mean, looking at that...
Yeah, the strongest experience he has is with BSC Young Boys.
Yeah.
4 years.
And in general, experience from the Swiss League doesn't usually apply to MLS.
No.
We talked about that with the last episode. It's like Aaron Vinter coming to MLS.
Yeah, do you understand
what the hell is this?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I think Vinter was kind of happy when they can. You deal with it. I'm not going to anymore.
Yeah. So Joey Saputo, huge mistakes made by him here. It started out with Jesse Marsh. When he fired Marsh, I had no idea why. They had an awesome first season.
Yeah, great first season.
Yeah. Now Marsh came in inexperienced. People wondered, is this guy right? But he was good. He led the team well. And the kind of culture Saputo... Now, it's like I've said before, I love Saputo. He's MLS's connection to... If you want a European club in MLS, it's the Impact.
Yeah.
The way they play, the way they do transfers, things like... Forget the Galaxy, forget the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Your Europe in MLS is the Impact. They're basically Italy in MLS. Yeah. So, more or less. Now, Saputo... The issue with Saputo, though, you hire a coach, let your coach run the team.
Yeah.
I think Saputo has been tinkering with the club too much, and it kind of hurts them. Now, getting DPs like Nesta and DeVayo, that's all good, but when you start telling the coach how the team has to be run, the type of system you want them... Like in MLS, as a manager, you're there basically as a face for a camera.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Saputo, if you want to run the club, be the coach, right?
Yeah, just get on the pitch, put on the...
Yeah. And in the way he found this Swiss guy, he had requirements too. Like, he has to speak English, French. He wanted... Now, this guy speaks 4 languages, actually. Italian is one. So, and that's on Saputo as well. But no, Saputo, I think you have to... he has to... That's one mistake he's making. Now, one thing I do love about Saputo, I'm going to go off topic, is he seems to appreciate TFC fans actually more than MLS he does, I find.
Yeah.
And that's I was talking about how the Impact are MLS in Europe. Everyone else in MLS, their biggest marketing scheme of the year is David Beckham.
Yeah.
Saputo's biggest marketing scheme of the year is the home game against TFC.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, well, it didn't turn out as well as he hoped. When we won.
Yeah.
When we won. It was still a win, but tickets weren't flying off the shelves like he wanted it to.
But he still wants that TFC Impact rivalry to be massive.
It's going to grow because the TFC fans showed up with 2,000.
Yeah. And he's treating TFC fans better than MLSC is treating their own fans.
Yeah.
Because apparently season ticket holders with TFC get a free Impact ticket for that March 16th game. If you want to travel there, it's free. And I'm feeling that's more behind Saputo than behind MLSC.
Yeah, that's what I think. Saputo says, I'll pay for the ticket. Just give me the people who bought season tickets.
Yeah.
Just give me their names. They can come to the box office and pick up their ticket.
Yeah. So great jobs from great work.
Well, I enjoyed it when we went.
Yeah.
They asked us to show up early, an hour early, just to escort us. It was just 2 security guards walking ahead of us. That's all it was. But they just wanted to make sure we were in there, just in case anything happened.
Yeah. So again, Saputo, I love this guy, but just stop tinkering with your club because it's not good. Well, I mean, you don't want to turn into TFC with a new coach every year.
Well, here we go. I put up something about Marco there. After leaving FC Lugan, he was hired as a FIFA coaching instructor in Qatar, Mongolia, and South Korea.
There's experience for you, eh?
Yeah, great. I'll look at the South Korea one before Qatar, Mongolia.
Yeah.
I'll look at South Korea.
Now, the contract he was offered was 1 year plus a 1 year option. That doesn't scream confidence.
No, that doesn't at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, work that out there with the Impact.
All right, well, first we'll touch on...
And speaking of poor coaching decisions...
Yeah, well, first, TFC hiring Payne. He did well with... DC, and the States are more of a business first than sports.
Yeah.
Get your business set up, then you can worry about your sports. And DC has, so I'm not going to bash them down too much. But, so, alright, he's hired. I'm like, okay, about time you get somebody in that knows this, not just your buddies who work in the company.
Yep, that was good.
But then, all of a sudden, there's a trade. Milos Kosic and Ryan Johnson to Portland for... I have the name written down here. Hold on.
Yeah, the goalie, Bentic.
Yeah. Bentic, third pick in the Super Draft, and allocation money.
Allocation money is a transfer fee, basically.
Yeah, but what is it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a transfer fee. That's what it is in MLS.
But it's just one of those things of, why? I know what it screams to me is that they're saying Stephen Fry is going to be on form.
Yeah, but he's coming off a year injury.
Yeah, he's not going to be on form. I'm sorry. Fry's been injury prone.
Yes.
And he's too aggressive. He comes out of the box when he shouldn't.
Yeah, I noticed that about Fry as well.
And every time he comes out, I am scared shitless. I see him come, I'm like, no, don't do it.
Yeah. And Kocic is a much better technical goalkeeper.
Yeah, I don't see why to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like, the goalie we're getting from Portland is a backup.
For Fry, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I would rather Fry just go.
Fry has been linked to Europe for a while, but he's getting up there now in age.
Yeah.
And when I say getting up there, he's 25, 26, I think.
Yes, he should be going over now for coaching-wise. For goalie coaching, like to be coached.
Well, if he wants to go, now is his time.
Yeah, he has to go now. He can't wait. No,
Yeah, one thing Fry does have is a Swiss passport, which will help him.
Yeah, exactly.
We were talking about that.
And then, of course, Payne. Something was talked to him about Hasley or Franks. I think it was more Hasley about keeping him, and he more or less said, I had no involvement in that.
Okay, well, that's what I was curious about with the goalie trade. Was it Mariner behind it, or was it Payne?
No, it was Payne.
It was Payne? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Mariner, one thing I liked Mariner's style is from the 80s, English 80s, but I didn't mind it in MLS. I thought it could work. One thing where Mariner lost me, though, was his player selection.
Yeah.
Like, he'd sit sometimes he'd go into away games without a full bench. And that's just like you're a club talking about how awesome your academy is, how going into an away game without a full bench, that's saying your academy stuff is all a lot. Like, bring some academy players, give them some first team experience at least.
Even if they don't play, just set them on the bench.
Yeah, and Kocic has been treated. I mean, last year when Mariner came in, he went with the Bermudan player Hall.
Yeah.
Over Kocic, and that made no sense because Kocic was your starter for a while. Then you go with this.
Yeah, and then
so it may have been Kocic wanting to leave.
And then he also got triplets
Yes, yeah.
So maybe he's just getting
I don't mean to
tired.
sound creepy, but I have coaches on Facebook, and
I just follow him on Twitter.
well, he keeps posting pictures of his triplets. Yeah.
Poor guy.
What player doesn't want to leave TFC these days?
Yeah, that's the sad. You're looking at a club like this is where you don't want. This is the team you don't want to play for.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it's coming from fans that if you have a choice, don't come to us. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else.
And Frinks found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
Frinks came in. Oh yeah, this club is playing 4-3-3. Dutch manager. They're looking good. And he like, what the? He comes in. He's like,
Now
I screwed up here.
Yeah, well, I was reading an article in the Star about him, and they did a small interview with him. What he said, the one thing he was thinking of retiring in general. Then TFC approached him.
Okay.
And what he liked is that not everybody knows him.
Yes, you said that when you came in.
So he's just going. He can go grocery shopping, and maybe 2 people out of 50 will recognize him.
TFC did this horrible ad with him. I'm not sure if you've seen it. They put him with a soccer ball on the Toronto subway station, and with a sign saying, like on a cardboard box, "Want to play ball?" In 3 hours, maybe 2 people stopped for him. And that was supposed to be... I'm not sure how, but MLSC wanted to use this as a marketing campaign. If anything, it showed how irrelevant... It would show how irrelevant TFC would be.
Yeah, it is.
You put him there in Germany with a box saying, "Want to play ball?" And
what you do, if you're going to do that, put him near a streetcar. Near a main streetcar stop where near all the supporters get by.
Yeah.
Or the streetcar station right by the X.
Yeah.
You'll get tons of people.
Yeah.
But no.
Now, this was an ad by MLSC about how we are too involved in work and we don't notice the small things along the way. But come on, you just disrespected your captain here.
Oh, yeah. All right, so now we go to the fun part. Payne Canning Mariner.
Yes, yeah. What did you think about that?
There's just part of me is going. I was more of a fan of Banter. I liked his style compared to Mariner, but it's just how are we ever gonna know what's good?
We're not.
You just jaded your fans even more. Your supporters have lost less faith. You're already running on empty. You're in the negatives. You owe faith in the supporters now.
Pretty much.
It's just ridiculous because
for Winter, you start 0-9. I guess it's fair game to get fired, but they owed him the 3 years.
Yeah, that's the thing is, give him. He said it's going to take time.
Yeah.
You give him the time. You don't say, "Oh, you didn't win any games, so goodbye."
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't this the guy who got you into the CONCACAF?
Yep.
Isn't this the guy who got you around further?
Yeah. And even if he's done nothing, just stick with him for the sake of sticking with him at that point. Because the last thing you need is another new coach bringing in another new system.
And your fans are already losing faith in you.
And now they're saying next year, we're not going to make the playoffs next year. It's another rebuild. It's, your 10th rebuilding year?
Well, what I like what Payne says, like, no, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're going to aim to make the playoffs. We're not going to make the playoffs this year. Next year, we are making
But that's what Winter said when he came in. This year? No, okay.
Yeah.
2012 will be our year to make the playoffs. Well, how was 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's so many different things going on.
Anyway, the strange thing he did was hiring the new coach. Do you have his name on it?
No, something Nelson.
Ryan Nelson. Okay.
Sounds like a hockey player to me. I'm not gonna not.
Now, I literally laughed when... okay. TFC, like you said, are running empty on faith from the fans.
Yeah.
Your new coach is a guy who's currently a player in EPL. He had a game against Tottenham last night. Okay? Yeah. TFC's new coach has a game against Tottenham last night. Every other MLS...
He has a goal.
He scored this year. So every MLS team right now are at the Combine. Their coaches are at the Combine, looking at players, looking at who to sign, preparing for the year, right? What's TFC doing? Well, we just signed this coach. He had a game against Tottenham last night. He'll be with us. We just need to get him out of his contract with QPR. Yeah, that screams confidence for a club that hasn't made the playoffs in 6 years.
So who's going to be our interim coach then? Well,
It's going to be the assistant coach. It's going to be the interim coach.
Oh,
this is when you see a train wreck right before it.
Well, that's MLSC in general. It's a train wreck. No, you know what? Maybe Brian Burke will take over as interim coach. Since he got fired from the Leafs, you know what? Hey, it could be interesting. Could be different.
2 shit decisions from MLSE in 2 days.
Yeah, this could be different. Let's put Brian Burke in to coach TSC.
Yeah.
I want you running. If he has the ball, I don't care. Hit him!
But beyond that, you need an experienced coach right now.
Yeah.
And this guy, I won't even bother looking up what experience he has. He's a player, for God's sake. And I can guarantee you right now, he has no idea how he's going to coach TFC when he comes in.
He's played the most. He's United 4 years, 7 goals. Blackburn Rovers 7 years, 8 goals. Christchurch 3 years, 12 goals.
So where you pull a guy like that is it's ridiculous for TFC. Mariner wasn't the most popular guy, but you could have stuck with him at least. Yeah. Now apparently this is Payne. Yeah. Payne likes this guy for some reason. Okay, fine. Your new manager likes this guy, but. He was a player. He wasn't a coach. He has no experience coaching whatsoever. But no, I'm just quickly taking a look at what he did in. He's a New Zealand international. If that matters for TFC.
Yeah, that's it. He hasn't even been an assistant, so he's just not going to be anything.
It's gonna usually they come in with promises. Aaron Vinter, we're gonna play total football. We're gonna make the playoffs. We're gonna be the Dutch national team in MLS. In this case, what do you say?
Yeah.
There's nothing to say about this guy, and I don't mean to. For all I don't know anything. Right? Payne seems to like him. This is Payne's man. Okay, great, but I'm just gonna disagree. He may end up being good. Now, MLSE's or TFC's previous coaches coming in, I was more positive, and it ended up being bad. So who knows? This may be the opposite.
Oh yeah, this is. So let's go into something that let's all just point our fingers and laugh.
Yeah, not at MLS this time. We're leaving MLS for good now.
Yeah, we're going down to the NASL.
Yeah,
we're not laughing at the NASL because surprisingly, the NASL is keeping quiet on this cup thing. I sent a direct message with the Bytown boys to the commissioner.
Okay.
I haven't got a response yet.
What cup thing?
With the Cascadia
Cup.
Just seeing, will he protect, if the fans come up with a Cups rivalry, will he protect it?
Okay. Kind of understandable. I'm not sure if the NASL has anything to do with this yet.
But you know what? If he comes out saying, we will protect it, your fans are going to love you even more.
Yes. And just a hunch, I'm guessing that's what he's going to do because that seems to be the direction the NASL is going.
Yeah. So, Virginia has come up with their final names. Okay? So we got the Cavalry, Virginia Cavalry FC. I still say we should do something Colonel Custard if they pick the Cavalry. Dominion, Virginia Dominion, or Virginia Stallions.
Yes. And this is for their expansion side in 2014?
Yeah, I'm going...
2014, yeah.
If I'm going to take any, I'm going to take Dominion. I'm not going to take...
Well, I actually voted on their website just to give them an extra number.
Yeah.
The one I don't like is Stallion. They had descriptions for everyone why they were choosing it. The one I don't like is Stallion because it's purely North American. Oh, look at us. We're stallions going out on the field.
Yeah, guess what? You're going to die. We're going to shoot you to make glue.
But the other two are based on... Now, I'm not the most up-to-date guy with American history, but the other two are based on American history and Virginia's roles in them. Dominion is based on whatever their equivalent of Confederation is. I just exposed how much American history I know.
Yeah, exactly.
And Cavalry was something they had during the wars.
Yeah.
I went with Cavalry because I think Virginia Cavalry... It would end up having a nice ring to it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if it has history behind it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm throwing the Colonel Custards. Knowing when to quit, that's... I don't know, we can make a fun banner out of it just to throw them under the bus.
Yeah. Now, speaking of NASL expansion team names, anything new on Ottawa?
No, I haven't seen anything. I've been paying attention to it. I think they're keeping it hush-hush because they're going to want to do a big... launch. They're going to want to do the whole kit shebang, the whole colors, with the CFL and the NASL.
Mostly CFL with NASL just tucked in its corner.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. We're going to do the NASL CFL press conference.
And by the way, we have a soccer club.
Yeah, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break. For those who want to stay, we'll do NASL.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe Graham's going to turn it right around and say, we're doing NASL first, and the press.
And then OSEG would laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope OSEG just says, here's your operating budget, go play.
That would be sweet from them.
And then just, okay, fine. We have our operating budget. We'll go now.
I was hearing mid-January for releasing the name. I don't know how legit that is. It's probably not going to happen because we're almost into mid-January. But
yeah. And, alright, so odds and ends. I've spoken to a few people about the April event. I went to a family get-together. I spoke to a cousin of mine. He works with youth, like youth shelters. Yeah. So I told him about this event. And he said, how much is it? I said, well, it's $20 per team. If you got someone on the team who's under 16, we're going to ask you to have someone who's 19 or older, an adult. Because we're more or less, we're going to be going all over the city. You might have to stop by a pub. We just want to be safe. Okay. With legalities. And he's like, so do they have to go into the pub? I said, no. You're going to have to end up stopping at least outside one. Of course, he says, so what is this? I'm not telling you. Sorry, folks. I picked the locations. My dad wrote the clues. So if you are going to enter in this tournament, well, hold on. We'll get more details about it.
Yeah, coming up. So before we go off, I said at the beginning, you have me as a co-host on this show. You're going to have to put up with Canada talk, right?
All right.
Friendly's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Denmark.
Denmark and the U.S., both in Arizona.
Okay. Why didn't Anton go down there? He could have brought the BBSC flag.
Yeah, some local Voyagers are actually going to make the trip, apparently.
Wow.
That's commitment. In any case, so we've had rosters coming out. What I like, what we're doing is we're not bringing in the old guard anymore.
Yeah, you can't bring in the old guard. We need to grow. Like, let's face it, our old guard is overplaying in Europe.
Yes, yeah. But another thing is their chance was the last World Cup qualifying cycle, and we know how that ended.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
What I like is we are trying to expand our player pool now.
Yeah.
We have 4 or 5 players confirmed, and they're all from that U23 side that we had, which I love. So we have Kyle Bekker, huge year for him, gets the MLS contract. Crystal Palace doesn't go well, but at least he gets the MLS contract. Someone's going to take him.
As long as he beat the States in the States, he'll be even more thrilled.
Pretty much. We talked about this guy needs a career reboot. Nana Adekora is called up for those friendlies as well.
He needs to.
Yeah, so hopefully that does something for him. We have 2 younger players from the Vancouver Whitecaps, Bryce Alderson and Russell Tiebert.
All right.
And we had a younger player from the Seattle Sounders as well, Sodad. He turned it down now due to an injury. And we brought in Di Rosario because he needed the leadership there.
Yeah. Speaking Diro, Mustefa met him today.
Yeah,
got an autograph.
That was sick. Yeah, he showed up with the fury. Yeah,
I wasn't too sure exactly what we're going to do, and of course we got notification.
Yeah, now Di Rosario, he has his youth clinics, right? Diro United, he travels with them. I'm not sure how exactly they work. They are meant for the kids. He was just coming to Ottawa, and I was curious. We're the Bytown Boys, we wanted to show up and do something there. It was a long shot, actually, I thought, for anything happening, but just throw it out, see what happens. It ended up not working. Apparently they didn't want us there. Someone didn't want us. Anyway, I ended up going anyway, and Diro is a nice person.
Just break the rules.
Yeah. It's funny, though. With Canada soccer, players coming in, I don't know, this guy made him sign a Germany jersey. If I was him,
oh my god.
So
Germany? Okay. Well, at least he's a nice guy and sign your jersey.
Yeah, if it was me, I'm sorry, I don't sign toilet paper here.
Wow.
So, there you go.
Yeah, sign a Canada jersey, but you won't sign German. What I understand. Wow.
Well, I mean, Canada international. Read between the lines here. Okay, Canada's not a big soccer nation. You got your Germany stuff. Come with it and show off. Fine. Getting a Canada player, 3rd most caps, I think. You're Canada's all-time leading scorer, making him sign a Germany jersey.
What are you thinking?
So there you go. Anyway, speaking of, we're just talking about Canada here. We got a new coach as well. Now the key thing here is he's interim.
Yeah.
But Colin Miller, new Canada coach, just for the 2 friendlies, just because we needed a guy there. He's good. He's been with the Vancouver Whitecaps and FC Edmonton. The good thing about him is he's currently coaching FC Edmonton, and we're going with the whole youth movement now for the playing strong countries and having a youth movement. I wonder, like, as a Canada fan, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, this is good news.
I'm sure there's an asterisk.
Yeah. Well, as I love putting down a while back, I put down the idea of being a Canada's footy fan is worse than being a Leafs fan. Canada gives you such great glimpses of hope and brightness, and when it counts, they take it away from you.
Yes.
At least the Leafs, you could see the hill, but you could also see the down. You see it coming. Canada, you don't see it coming. You got the blinders on.
That's Canada in a nutshell.
Oh.
Yeah, so Colin Miller, interim coach for 2 games. Hopefully we see some FC Edmonton players in there. But for the full-time coach, hopefully we get that soon.
Yeah. Well, Capello's available, right?
Okay.
Why not? Let's go with a big name. Fabio Capello. He'll probably throw us all under the bus anyways.
I take him.
Yeah. You never know. He might actually do something with Canada. He doesn't have to deal with egos.
True, he doesn't.
Compared to dealing with Wayne Rooney and John Terry.
No, they say Canada has egos too, but not as much as England.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, so before we sign off, of course, we're going to advertise the April event for Street Soccer Ottawa. If you haven't checked it out, it's on our website. We have a own webpage for it called April Events. So it's just...
Straight to the point.
Yeah. It is scavenger. It's a photo scavenger hunt, so you need a digital camera or Polaroid if you can find one.
Or bring your iPod.
Yeah, any form of camera.
Yep.
As long as it doesn't take you an hour to develop it, because time is of the essence.
Well, we don't live in 1999 here anymore.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. We've expanded our operations. But also, we have a start location, LaSalle High School, April 27th. Show up at noon. Come register. We'll give you your clues. Off you go. Find these places. We'll have the rules written down on your clue sheet.
Sounds like it's going to be an awesome event.
Yeah, we got some volunteers.
Do we have any teams yet?
No. Well, we're not. We're only doing 2 registration periods. We're going to do a earlier one at the Georgetown, 2 weeks before the event. It's up on the web page as well.
Perfect.
And then we have the normal event. If you want to register early, it's going to make it easier for both of us, because all you do is you show up to the tournament, identify yourself, we give you your clue, you're off. You show up to the tournament, we got to write down everything and take your money. All it is saving us 15 to 30 seconds of time. Saving us half a minute. But you know what? That's
time is money. We save 10 cents.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, help us out here. We want to save
We're
time.
poor.
Yeah, we're poor. We're doing this all of our own pocket. So... all the money not all the money, it's 50-50, so half of it goes to the winner, half of it goes to Street Soccer Canada.
Beautiful.
Second place will get 2 Bytown Boys scarves.
So, money, we're not making profit off this, are we?
No, it's completely for...
So half to charity, half to the winner. Yeah. Perfect.
And third place...
See, we're not FIFA here.
Yeah. We'll actually state...
Or MLSC.
Yeah, we'll actually state how much money was raised in total, and we will cut checks to the winners and cut a check to the charity. Actually, we won't cut a check to the winners because checks are hard for a team of 2 to fight over, so we'll give you cash.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good tournament because, it's going to be fun. I kind of wish I was participating in it, not running it. But this is a good thing. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. Tell your friends, bring your friends. Oh yeah, third place, T-shirts. We are going to get T-shirts made later on. We're just finding out the supplier right now. My aunt's got a few lined up for me. Also, Anton sent me an email last week. We finally got the design set up, done through the company properly. They okayed it, we okayed it. It was a lot of back and forth. Oh, I just did this. Oh, this might be wrong. Or I just did this. That's wrong. Oh, you did too much. It was just a lot of nitpicking. I'm sorry we couldn't order it sooner. It was just fighting. We weren't fighting. We were just discussing on perfection. There we go. So it probably won't turn out perfect.
It was an email fighting sort of thing.
Yeah, and the problem is they didn't check. I wouldn't get an email from them till noon.
Okay.
And by then, they probably worked 9 to 5. So they're already out the door by the time I reply. So they have to wait 2 days for a reply from me. So then you got the Christmas season. So we should have it soon. And of course, well, when it comes in, we'll get a pub night and we'll all meet up, have a few drinks, enjoy each other's company. Again, we're going to see if we can do a banter episode or
that would be cool.
Just do an episode on site. And I'll do all the editing with sound back here. Not removing sound from the pub, just putting...
And not censoring anyone.
No,
hopefully.
we're not going to...
Again, we're not FIFA.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if anyone's paid attention, but censoring is something I don't do.
No, it's...
if anyone...
Come on, we're sitting with a laptop and, trust me, we're not going to censor you if you...
it's too much work.
Say what you want. It's too much work.
Yeah, honestly,
it's
I'm lazy.
Our Bytown Boys official moniker, it's too much work.
Yeah, we do it for fun. If it takes too much time, we're not going to do it. So, yeah, that's all we got.
Now, let's transition from... you may have touched on this, from T-shirts to scarves.
Yeah, scarves will be coming in. T-shirts, Anton found one place. We're probably going to sell them for $20 a pop. We posted a picture up on Facebook a while back.
Okay. This is scarves?
The T-shirts.
Okay.
On the group, it's going to say the boys are back in town on the front.
Beautiful.
And on the back will be our logo.
Nice.
And it'll be black because, well, let's face it, no one wants to see pit stains in the middle of summer at a game with your hands held up.
Yeah. So, and is that all we had for today?
Yeah, there's so much going on.
There is a lot going on, but before we sign off, just a small... I was just thinking the Canada friendlies in 2 weeks for whoever's listening. I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet, but usually the Voyagers watch at Grace O'Malley's out on Ogilvy. And if you're listening to this and you want to kind of interact and meet the Bytown boys, well, at least I'm planning on going if the Voyagers confirm. I will confirm on Facebook whether the Voyagers confirm it's going to happen or not. And speaking of which, follow us on Facebook at Bytown Boys Supporters Club. We also have a small group in there, which is where we do most of our interactions. But just like the page for now, and you'll end up finding the group after a while.
Unfortunately, the group is what starts how we get across to most people, so that's what we use. We want to get more to the page and in the future into the forum, which is on our website.
Yeah, we have a forum, people. Sign up and register and talk. Say hi. I'll respond, trust me.
Hi, how are you today? I'm doing fine. This will be like back in grade school, you went to chat rooms. This will be great. It'll be fun stuff. Might end up horribly, might turn out great. Let's go for either or. You're going to fail big. Like our fan march one year.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
City or Fury?
City.
Go ahead.
The cold game, the last home season game.
Yeah.
It was freezing for end of September.
Okay.
It felt like end of October, but it was end of September. And people couldn't make it, so there was just 5 of us doing a march from the top of Mooney's Bay Hill to Terry Fox.
Must have been sweet.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. It was great. It was so much fun. So anyways, sorry we dragged on so long.
So plugging that in, if the Canada thing is confirmed, I'll confirm, and by all means come
and then we'll start spraying it around. So for sure, but by then the scarf should be in because they said 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh great, I'll go with the Fury scarf and a Bytown Boys scarf.
And a Canada scarf.
All I need is the Voyager scarf to top it off.
Yeah.
No. I want to get
we got to ask Matt if they can bring some in.
Yeah.
It would be good, but again, I think they're going to have to do more work with the Voyagers to set up a small chapter in Ottawa.
Yeah. Now, for the future of the Bytown Boys, I'd love to have that relationship with the Voyagers. Yeah,
no, for sure. Again, once we hit the NASL, that's when I really want us to start working with them closer. Like what I think we should do is whenever we can, when we can get a good group down, go down for international game.
Yeah. Listen to us, folks, planning this stuff on air. You're literally just hearing exactly what we're thinking right now.
Yeah. We don't censor. There's no filter between brain and mouth. It just
Maybe we should censor ourselves sometime.
Yeah, we should watch the clock as in we're normally this takes 45 minutes. We're over by 16 minutes.
All right, it's all good. So congratulations, folks. You've put up with me for an hour, and you've put up without Anton for an hour.
Yeah,
Anton's
honestly,
our usual glorious.
He'll save your earbuds next time.
Yeah,
Don't worry, he'll be back to save your eardrums.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, have a good night. Thanks for listening.